bro.
I'm clocking Sean's game still. I've seen him before, but you know when you give a man a chance.
The content match up to like in real life.
Football's in a crisis.
It's a crisis.
It's in the mud, mate.
Crisis.
Ross Barkley, this is how shit the Premier's, yeah? Ross Barkley can go on a sabbatical for years.
Yep.
Just come back and play at Luton and we're going to be
And look a bit, yeah.
And do you know what? The fact that I can even say this sentence, and it doesn't even matter if I believe it, but this doesn't define me as being insane. I can say to you,
Oh, God.
I can say to you, what's happening, everyone, and welcome to 888 Sport. On this episode of the playlist, we're going to be ranking the top 5 signings of the season. The players that I would like for you to rank are Cole Palmer, Declan Rice, Mohammed Kudus, Alexis Mac Allister, and Bukayo. Just before we do the reveal, will you please do us a favour? Click subscribe. We are nearly at 100,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Right. Yeah. In 3, 2, 1, reveal.
Turkish, you're a good man. You're a good, because that's not, that ego can, ego's the enemy.
Yeah, I thought someone would think I was going to do it.
But you're right, though. You're right, yeah.
I am surprised by that. Well, I'm surprised because I think Declan Rice is also a completely legitimate shout. But I thought I was going to have to fight for I thought we were going to have to really go for it.
Man, this might be the first time we've all got the same one.
Unanimous.
Off the bat.
Well, you've got Max second and Rice.
Yeah, I feel like as if it's very close between the top 3 to be very interchangeable.
Yeah.
I think I don't actually.
I think Palmer has to be one.
I think it's Palmer and Rice, or Rice and Palmer.
Do you think Rice so much?
Oh yeah,
bro. I'm clocking Sean's game still. I've seen him before, but you know when you give a man a chance.
The content match up to like in real life.
No, I feel like, but like,
bro, he's unbelievable, mate.
For 30 million, this is the metric. Mac Allister 30 million.
Yeah. For
the job he's doing and the influence he's had on that midfield, I feel like it's up there with Rice.
Declan Rice has become the best, arguably the best in the world at what he does.
But to be said,
however good you think Mac Allister is.
But what Sean's saying, but Mac Allister in that position is also one of the best.
He's grown into it though.
He has, he didn't start.
Yeah, you're right.
Rice has just been that since the start, all the way through.
Rice for the first 19 games was man of the match for probably 17 of them.
Yeah,
the thing is about Rice, when I see him play, I'm like, he's a machine. Like, he gets about the pitch everywhere. He's got leg speed that none of the other midfielders are like just trying to catch up. It's like he's playing like...
He's also changed his game so much.
Oh, like, he can play further forwards. He's taking corners, mate.
He takes corners for free. That's exactly what I was going to say.
And do you know what else he was doing? Like, when it really mattered as well, like when it was really on for Arsenal, he started pulling it out of the bag with last-minute winners and that. He got a last-minute winner against Manchester United. Like, as good as I thought he was, when he was at West Ham, I thought he was a brilliant player. I didn't think he was that. I didn't think he was a last-minute winner against Man United. That goal at Stamford Bridge that kind of brought them back into the game, got a valuable point.
I should have probably
even the Luton goal as well.
Yeah, I should have probably checked this. Yeah, but listen, we all know what Rice was coming in to do, destroyer. But I'm sure his output is probably. I think he's got 7 goals, 7 assists.
Fantastic on the ball.
And that with Declan Rice, the conversation around him when he was at West Ham is, can he go up a gear? Yeah. Can he score more goals? Can he get more assists? Can he operate further forward? Because he's good enough to do all of that. He can be a destroyer. He can break up play. He knows his way around the pitch. He's so physically strong. Never gasses out. He's always there. And the only thing that is making him second...
The more you man talk, I might change.
The only thing that's making him second, because we're going to get to
wait till you hear us wax lyrical about Palmer.
I feel like as if it's like, do you know what? I don't know. But with Mac, it's a thing where... Early stage of the season, Chelsea was Liverpool's first game of the season. I went to that game. They had Mac Allister as the lone, basically 6. They had Gravenberch. They had Cody Gakpo in the 10. They had, who was that? Who sat beside him?
Szoboszlai.
It was Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Mac Allister. That was the midfield 3 against us, first game of the season. Mac's not that kind of midfielder. We've seen more of Mac in the more progressive phases for Liverpool recently, saving them goals.
Endo, mate, came in, give him the balance. And
it gave him the balance. So I feel like, obviously, like you said, you had to grow into it, but I feel like that's just because he was placed in the wrong position. Yeah. And
I agree, but I don't think
Declan Rice in the 6 would be perfect.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I mean, and I don't even like to flag this because I think he's been sensationally good. But off the top of my head, I can only really think about Declan Rice slightly underperforming for Arsenal once. That was against Bayern Munich.
That's the first time you thought.
Like, you know, when you talk about Mac Allister, we say he grew into the game, and there were various examples where he had to grow into it. Since his debut at Arsenal, Declan Rice, like, you know that song they're singing for him about him being a bargain at 100 million or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of true.
Yeah.
It's kind of true.
He's literally a man of the match near enough every game. And if he's not, he's like an 8.
He's a driving force as well.
He's
that, that gladiator that they need on the pitch, that kind of warrior that has that attitude of never say die.
He's brilliant,
Declan Rice is that.
And he's got the legs he has. I mean, you man know Jorginho well. His legs were dying out, but this season he's got a renewed lease of life because
he allows others to go play. He's
buzzing around.
Top draw.
Yeah. This conversation, it's just made me think, should there potentially be a change of captaincy? Like, Odegaard's a wonderful player, no doubt. But is Declan Rice the captain? I've just called him gladiatorial. That's a captain, isn't it?
You know what? The answer's probably... Do I want him as captain? Is he my captain? I'd say yes. Because after the Bayern Munich game, I said, listen, if I'm looking at players to stand up in the most difficult moments, the business end of the season, I'm not necessarily looking at Saka, Martinelli, the up-and-comers in terms of age, even though they've carried us this far. I'm looking at the mid-20s, the midfield in particular, and Declan Rice has come in. So all of that taken into account, I'd say yes, captain, but you can't take it off.
You can't strip Odegaard.
He's
quality.
Captain, man.
He might not have the I mean, look against Porto's second leg, when we needed the win. He was 1-0 down in the first leg.
I think
Odegaard was the clear man of the match of that game. He was working his socks off. He got that moment, the assist in between. So these ain't things. Listen, my favourite captains of Premier League are Adams and Roy Keane.
Yeah.
Declan Rice suits that mold much more than an Odegaard does, but you can't take it off.
No, he doesn't deserve it.
But I feel like as if sometimes, like, the way that the captaincy is given to certain players, it's like it elevates their control in the game and their kind of leadership in the game. With Rice, he oozes that leadership anyway. It doesn't change the way he plays.
Yeah, he doesn't need a captain's armband to inspire him, does he?
With Odegaard, it feels like as if it does give him at least.
And also with Declan Rice, because he was captain at West Ham, it's there. Like he's a leader on and off the pitch. He's always going to assume that role.
Chelsea. It's like with Chelsea. We know Thiago Silva is the leader of that camp. Is he even in the top 3 for captain's armbands?
No.
But
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. And also, I suppose he's the de facto captain, isn't he? Like when Declan Rice speaks on the pitch, everybody would listen.
Yeah, he's the hub. And in midfield and in age and in value and stature, he's the guy.
So we've all gone Palmer at the top. Despite Declan Rice's brilliance, we've all gone Palmer.
Easy. Half the price, very little expectation in comparison to anyone else.
And if you took him out of the team, if you take him out, if you take Declan Rice out, Arsenal are a well-equipped machine. Thomas Partey potentially comes in, and I think that they're still doing very well. Take Palmer out of the team, we're relegated.
Yeah.
Like, I actually saw a thing. I know you love a stat.
I'm not a stat man, Rory.
I saw a thing. Just his goals. So not assists, not what else he does on the pitch. Literally just take his goals away, so the winners that he's hit. Take that out with 15th. Like,
he's a joke, mate.
Like loads of assists as well.
It's not a joke.
He's a joke.
I don't like that metric though. Like when you replace, like obviously if we weren't there, other people would be doing the role. Like
we might
get a couple.
Mudryk on the pitch.
No, I know. Well, we've tried him in the 10 recently. He had a great game against Newcastle, but definitely.
People use the penalties to knock him. I don't because of the way he's taken that role on. Like Sterling tried to take one off him, no banging the back of the net. Madueke and Jackson no banging in the back of the net. No messing about.
He's the main guy.
He lives up to the title.
That's what makes it even better, right? This is a kid who, I mean, Pep, sometimes he lies in the presses, or over-exagerates, but he's been wanting to leave for years.
Yeah, that can't be
true. I mean? I don't know if that's true, but...
you're suggesting he's trying to leave 15.
Do you know what I mean? So he's probably exaggerating a bit, but he couldn't guarantee him the minutes, and this kid has gone, okay, cool. You're not going to either stay or you leave. You're not going on loan. I'll go. I'm going to go to London. I'm going to come out of my city as a young kid, and I'm going to go be the main guy at Chelsea. I'm talking everything goes through me. Every corner, every bloody penalty, every assist, I'm the main man. I'm the supplier, me. And this is my first season. All I've done is scored in the Carabao Cup.
And he won Man City. He won Man City the European Super Cup.
Super Cup, so scored a couple of goals there. So you can see, that kid's all right. But that's no different to Oscar Bob, sort of thing. He looks all right, next one up. He's going to go to a Premier League team and single-handedly, like I said, keep them in the league. Yeah. And give them something where you go, you know what, if you can build around that at Chelsea with a couple of the others, youngsters, maybe we got something, because at least we got him. He's a maverick.
No, I know. Yeah. And I just can't believe how lucky we are, because I don't even think we wanted him.
Yeah.
Like we were after Michael Elise, who I rate, by the way, but we were after Elise, we didn't get him. Then there was talk that we were after Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
And we didn't get him. And we sort of ended up with Cole Palmer.
And
best
40
thing
million
that
was
ever
like,
happened to us.
40 million for that kid, he's not really playing.
I'm
What did you
different.
think as a
I'm
Chelsea?
different. If you go back to my tweet, when Cole Palmer was announced, I was massively... I said... I literally quote tweeted it, jeez. Like, jeez.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
you just knew like what a player he's going to be.
From what because he didn't play massive amounts of game, but from what I could see his technical ability, I definitely thought that he would be the player that he is now. I just didn't think we'd have to be as heavily reliant on him. I still think his influence would have been the same of what he's been giving us. He's so tidy on the ball. He's technically gifted.
Silk,
proper
innit?
City
He's
player.
a silky player.
Proper
He's
City
not a
player.
naturally
Cultured.
fast player, but he can...
Quick feet.
He nutmegs, but he can see the nutmeg. He can get past people. He's got
The way that he shimmied past Rodri in that semi-final where we got beat.
That assist
To do
to
that to
Rodri.
Rodri.
Who was that against?
Yeah.
That was
And he done one against Everton as well.
Yeah.
Through the legs of
through the
someone,
legs.
drop the
Yeah,
shoulder,
yeah.
bottom corner, no problem.
Mate, the confidence, the way that
finishing
he speaks,
ability.
Cole
Yeah,
Palmer,
yeah.
mate.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
He's
finishing ability,
absolutely
lovely.
like without going extreme. And I'm not for 1 second comparing them. I just mean like the hype and the announcement. It feels to me like Wayne Rooney. You know when Rooney like burst onto the scene, everyone was like suddenly taking notice.
Kid, yeah.
Suddenly you've got a situation where this kid who 12 months ago people weren't really talking about, he's suddenly going to beat the likes of Mohammed Salah, the likes of Bukayo Saka, the likes of Erling Haaland.
He's in the golden boot running at Chelsea.
Golden boot. I know. And do you know what? The fact that I can even say this sentence, and it doesn't even matter if I believe it, but this doesn't define me as being insane. I can say to you,
Oh, God.
I can say to you, is there a world where Bukayo Saka should be dropped from England to accommodate? I don't think that's crazy. Like,
No,
by the way, I don't even think it should happen.
I hear you.
By the way,
Yeah.
I don't even think it should happen yet.
But if he had to,
How did that fare for
Chelsea-
Sancho? How did that fare for Foden over
Yeah,
the years?
yeah.
How-
No,
It's
absolutely.
gotta be
I wouldn't
longevity.
put him
It's
in
gotta
that-
be
But do you
longevity.
remember once? Do you remember
Yeah,
once the other side of England was completely locked up? Raheem Sterling had that side. There was no conversation around.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And the other wing was very much up for debate. It was. Is it Mount? Is it Saka? Is it Foden? There was a lot of conversation over the other side. Ultimately, Saka said no, it's mine, and that's the end of it. And then the other wing actually became the debate. I think the emergence of Cole Palmer suddenly means that Saka's position isn't simply guaranteed.
Unless he drops off. For
Unless
now,
he drops
Saka's
off.
fine. But it's just it's a challenge for Saka. Listen,
think-
this kid's here and he's
I
coming.
think the formation rotates. Like the thing is, we've all been sold a dream. Me personally, of the way how Jude Bellingham's been used at Real Madrid. We've been playing that double pivot of Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice beside each other in a deeper role. Jude Bellingham's been used as like literally a centre forward. Like Cole Palmer's best position for what I see it as, it's the same way that we use Mount. He's playing off the right, but he should be playing in the
side.
cam.
Yeah.
That's where his position
I agree
is.
with that.
No,
But
it's,
against
But those
Everton,
players
he
are
played
clever
in the
enough to
camp.
do it, though. If there's someone to play that hybrid position in terms of, all right, you're going to be on
Yeah.
the right, but you
See
pick
what
your
happens.
moments.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
see
when
what
you know
happens.
when to go in field. You know when to stay out wide. There's only certain types of players who can do it. Cole Palmer is definitely.
But that's why I hate Southgate. I hate Southgate with a passion because you've got players that are interchangeable across that front three.
Yeah.
Phil Foden can come inside. Cole Palmer can come inside.
No.
You've got touchline.
it's a
wingers.
great problem to have for a
It
manager.
is,
isn't
but like-
call it a problem.
Yeah,
gonna mess it up.
Not
But-
right winger. I don't think.
But have we been a bit harsh on Kudus here? I mean, I don't think anyone's got him above fourth.
Yeah.
No, I don't
It
think
is.
they
It's
have.
not that he hasn't been brilliant. It's just that the others have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and where their teams are, well, I know West Ham are higher than Chelsea, but like I just think with what Palmer's doing, the numbers he's getting, it's unquestionable. But Kudus, man, listen, from as a Man United fan perspective, we went and spent £80 million on Anthony. I'm not going to call him Anthony.
You love buying players from Holland, and you didn't buy the one.
And you didn't buy the one you're meant to get.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the most Man United-like thing to do. And we got Anthony late with dilly-dally and should have got him for half the price, but didn't.
You should have actually got Cole Palmer, although they wouldn't have done business with him because he's a United fan, isn't he, Palmer?
Apparently so. But Kudus has been unreal.
Yeah.
I watched his first interview that he done when he got to the club with the in-house media, and he was like, I like to entertain, and I want to get people off the edge of their seats. When you sign for a club, you think, oh, whatever, mate, you just nah.
Tell the truth.
He's that.
Yeah,
He's telling the truth. He's brilliant. I don't know how long he's going to be there for.
He's quality. The only reason I put him fifth is because I knew about Kudus. I wanted him at Arsenal.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
too
So you're ready.
surprised. Whereas Vicario, no clue. And the goalkeeper market is dead. Like, men are trying to find goal. We've gone through 5-6 in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
United 40 million one this summer. Chelsea, how many? Vicario's come in and been solid. Probably top free kicker.
Basically, doesn't make a mistake. He does
But
which is a very
recently,
good thing to say about a goalkeeper.
On the corners and that, they're starting to hang on a minute. We've seen a few of this guy's weaknesses here. Let's play on him. He's been a bit dodgy the last few months.
He's the first half of the season.
Yeah, exactly. So really, after that, he hasn't maintained his level throughout.
I think as the club has dropped, rather than simply him.
But some of the individual goals that Kudus has scored this season,
running the length of the pitch.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Celebration as well. He's got a nice little.
I love it.
Can I just bring someone up who I feel has been harshly treated to not be on this list? Ross Barkley.
Yep.
In fact, while I do this, 2 players just to get your thoughts on: Ross Barkley, Joao Pedro.
I'm going to throw a third in. Endo at Liverpool.
Yeah,
Endo definitely.
He's been very good. Very low price.
Rory.
Joao Pedro. I thought he's been good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
He's good at Watford, and he's been.
No, he's a good player.
Mate, this has got a Chelsea 120 million pound bid.
Brace yourself.
Rory's running the agenda.
But what about if he's not inspiring you? What about Barkley? I think he's been amazing.
No, Barkley definitely.
Been amazing.
He's done very well.
The freedom. Do you know what's interesting about Barkley is that his career obviously just nosedived, and it looked like he just wasn't interested in football. Didn't work at Villa, gone to Nice, pottering about. It's just. It's more of that. Remember at Barkley at Everton, who was supposed to be the. We just remember him that, and you forget he's 30 now, whatever. And to actually, ego wise, to go Luton, who were they were tipped to have record points down. Going to break the record for going down in the quickest manner. Him and Sambi Lokonga actually have been really good.
Do you think Ross Barkley in particular, do you think that he will get a move? So Luton, I think, annoyingly, are going to go down. If they do you think he's a Premier League player next season?
He could get a move, but I don't think he should. I think he'd try and get Luton back up.
Reckon?
Yeah, he's at that age now.
Championship player though, is he?
I think
he's at that age.
He's not a championship player. 30 years old. Championship. There's obviously the link to Sir Jim Ratcliffe. He was at Nice, the Ineos thing. Any chance he ends up at Manchester United?
Well, we gave Johnny Evans a 1-year contract because he need people about the place who are committed. Wouldn't rule it out, mate. You never know.
I wouldn't rule it out.
We've got a lot of injuries. He's been quite robust.
But that's what I would.
I'd rather have him this year than Amrabat. So, if you're saying it like that, I'm not going to take my nose up.
Where would you put him though? If you're talking about clubs in the Premier League, where would you place him?
He can play.
Bournemouth?
Yeah,
something like that.
He could play for Fulham.
Crystal
He
Palace.
might have hit the nail on the head. Actually, I think that's
Palace next to that Wheater kid.
Palace.
Be all right. That
West Ham.
Do you think he'd be that good at that level?
Alvarez, Ward-Prowse,
Paqueta.
Paqueta's going to go though.
Yeah, he'll go. But
He can play middle of the road Prem. He can play. I don't want to be rude to him, but he can play for another team that's just got promoted easily.
Yeah, he could easily.
If Leeds come up,
obviously,
Leeds come up, he can play for them.
That's true.
If Leicester probably win, you can go Leicester. That'd be a nice little move.
And he gets in the Man United team at the moment. Like that's not even.
And he'll get on the bench.
He gets on. He gets in the team at the moment.
You're right.
Starts for
He start for Chelsea.
Definitely starts for Manchester.
Start over Enzo. Has Ross Barkley been better than Enzo this year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Has he been better than Caicedo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Has he been better than Casemiro?
Yeah.
Yes.
Has he been better than
Scott McTominay?
Scott McTominay?
Yeah. Amrabat.
Yes.
Amrabat, yes.
Yes.
Ericsson.
Yes.
All right, cool.
It's mad, isn't it?
he starts for
Where we are, man.
Has he been better than Jorginho?
No.
Nah.
There's a crisis.
I knew he was going to try and drag us into it.
Has he been better than Gallagher?
better than Gallagher.
Nah.
Nah. Gallagher's
McTominay's like our top scorer.
But obviously, technical ability, obviously.
There is. Yeah, he might have more technical ability than Gallagher, but he hasn't been a better player.
Yeah, he hasn't been a better player.
Football's in a crisis.
It's a crisis.
It's in the mud, mate.
It's a crisis.
Ross Barkley, this is how shit the Premier is, yeah? Ross Barkley can go on a sabbatical for years.
Yep.
Just come back and play at Luton and we're going to be
and look a bit, yeah.
Prem shit, mate.
It's done.
This has been awakening. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Will you do us a favour? Let us know what you think of our list. Cole Palmer has been unanimously voted the signing of the season. Do you agree with that? Let us know in the comments below and make sure that you click subscribe. See you in a bit. Thanks again for watching, and if you want to see us rank the most underwhelming players in the Premier League this season, click the link that is on the screen now.